Hello and welcome to the latest Craft Mania Sunday Showcase. Today I've got some brand new products to share with you and I've got some great offers too. What we're going to be looking at is some dies. Now these are your standard metal die cuts. They're a really great quality, they've got really nice deep blades and they cut brilliantly. The bits don't get stuck in them and they have great pokey holes to remove them as well. So really nice quality dies. What we're going to be looking at is two different bundles. Each bundle has a recommended retail price of over £25. We have Bundle A and Bundle B. Now you can buy them as Bundle A or Bundle B for only £12.50 a bundle, or we have an even better offer if you'd like to spoil yourself and get your hands on both bundles, then you can buy both sets for only £20. So that is a whopping £50 worth of dies for only £20. Now as this is a Sunday showcase, I have made a couple of cards to share with you and I've got a couple of bits to talk about over them as well. So we'll look at card number 1 to begin with. This is our boxed frame aperture card that I've used just an ordinary aperture card and scored it to create it as a box frame. And then I've used our really lovely cherry blossom die, which comes from Bundle A over here, this large one down in the corner. And I've just cut it a couple of times and then I've inked it with some distress inks to give it the two-tone effect and cut the flowers off and layered them on top of each other to give that look. Around the corners of the card I've used the corner die from Bundle B. Really like this one. I also think it'd look quite nice on sort of the droplet of your envelope on the back as well, depending on the size envelope you're using. But I just think it's a really gorgeous corner. So much you could do with that. And it lends itself to so many occasions and themes. Really gorgeous, this one. Moving on to our second card. Again, I've taken an aperture card and I've scored it to give myself a bit more of a box effect. This time I've used the large floral die that comes in Bundle B. And I've cut this from parchment and I've used some brads to hold my flowers together. I've just cut it again 3 times, this one, and just cut out just the flowers. These dies have been designed in such an easy way to do that. The flowers aren't too connected, if that makes sense. So they're very easy to just snip the actual flower off so you can use it to layer the design, which is really handy. Very nicely designed dies. In the corners I've added in a beautiful corner from Bundle A. This leafy design, again same as the last corner, lends itself to so many occasions and so many themes. I've actually cut one out of parchment here just so you can see the whole thing on its own, because I've sort of tucked it behind this little box bit here so you don't really get to see it in its full beauty. But really lovely corner, so many uses for that one. And then we're going to move on to our third card. Now this is a really easy one. This is using the butterfly little garden piece from Bundle B, this die down here. Now one of the bits I really liked with this is the butterflies are actually on the design, but they're cut separately. So although they're there on here, you can pop them wherever you want to. They're not actually connected to the grass piece or the floral piece, so you really can move them about and put them wherever you want to on your design. I've cut mine twice just so I could layer them, and I've added a little bit of glitter to them to give them a bit of a sparkle for my very simple little card here. But I just thought that was quite stylish, but yeah, easy to do and hopefully effective. But it's a nice little set and one that lends itself to so many card designs. Moving on, we have our fourth card. Now I've got to be honest, I love this die, it's one of my favourites. It's from Bundle A, it's this really large floral frame, and I just love it, to be honest. I think it's a really nice design. One of the bits I like about it is the flower again is in such a position that it's so easy to just snip it off and have just the flower. Again, it is connected a couple of times, but just a couple of snips and you've got just the flower, so you can layer it if you want to, or use it on a completely separate project and forget the rest of it. Now, the technique I've used for this, you may have seen it before. If you haven't, I'm going to run you through it, just because it's one of my favourites to use with dies. I think it shows you a good way to get the most out of them and a good effect. What you're going to need is some sheets of double-sided tape. Now this is the same style tape as you would ordinarily get in strips for your card making, but these are actually A4 sheets. Now we sell them in store. You get 4 sheets for $3.99, so it's only £1 a sheet as such. And it's one of the things you can be quite frugal with. You don't have to use too much of it. You can of course even put it on the back of your dies and cut your dies through it, so then that way you don't have to glue these. Or you can use it in the way I've used it, which is basically, I've started this one, so you're going to have to ignore the bit I've already done, but basically I've just taken it and I've stuck it onto a matte and layered piece of black and white card, and I've taken this gorgeous die, my favourite one, and I've done it in black this time, and just stuck that onto the middle of my piece of card. And then using the same die, I've cut it out of white card, so you have obviously your ordinary die cut, but as with all dies, you get all of these waste pieces that we tend to just throw in the bin. Instead, just peel them out one by one and stick them onto the design where they come from. Now, because of you're doing this on top of a double-sided sticky sheet, you don't have to worry about trying to put glue on these really fiddly pieces. You can literally just pop them off and stick them on wherever they need to be, quite simply and easily. Now, I won't bore you with doing all of this. I did cheat, and I have already done quite a few bits before I got to seeing you, but it'll give you the same effect. I'm going to use our really nice ultrafine glitter. I know a few of you have already bought this in store, but if you haven't, it's the most gorgeous glitter we have stocked in the 12 years we've been trading. It's so fine, it's really, really lovely. It's only $2.49 a jar. It's limited in the colours it comes in. We've got a gold, a silver, a red, a green, and a really lovely turquoise blue, if I remember correctly. But we did upload these to our Facebook page earlier on in the week, so if you do want to have a look at the colours, or if you want to have them held, you can either pop back to that post and hold them on there, or of course just write in the comments for this one and we'll have them held. But once you've filled in all of your gaps, as I say, I haven't done all of mine, but I've done a good fair few of them, just tip your glitter over the top, and like you can see from the sneaky bit I'd already done before we recorded this, it will just stick to the pieces, or the areas I should say, that we didn't pop our pieces into. And then you've got that really lovely contrast to the colours you've done. Now of course on the card I made, I've done this with the purple card and white. I layered my flower in white and lilac, where this one of course is a white, black and silver effect. But I quite like that. I think the darker colour really gives it a more striking effect. But you can just fill in as much as you want with the glitter and just tap off the excess. It looks like you're using a lot because of the area you're covering, but really it's quite a minimal amount that you actually need to complete the project. So it's quite a nice way to use it. And as I say, it does then give you both pieces of the die being used. And of course you've then got your next layer, which you could cut out and layer on top if you wanted to, or use for another project. So just to recap today's offers for you, we have our Bundle A and Bundle B. Their recommended retail price is over £25 per set. You can buy them as Bundle A or Bundle B for £12.50 a set, or you can buy both bundles for only £20. So a proper little bargain this week to treat yourself to. Of course, next Sunday is our Christmas Day. So you may think we won't have a video, but we're not that mean. We won't disappoint you. There will be a video, and there may even be a couple of little goodies to be thrown in there too. So please, if you're about, do tune in and we'll see you then. As always, thank you very much for watching today. Don't forget that you can pin our cards on Pinterest. They'll also be on my blog, so if you do want a closer look, you can have a look there. Until then, I will see you next week when we will be a little bit more festive for Christmas. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.